Welcome, everybody. My name is Benjamin Poole, head trader here at verifiedinvesting.com. In this video, I'm going to go over some ETFs for the metals. I'm going to go over gold, silver, palladium, as well as copper, and then some general ETFs that track some of the metals. Let's just dive right into the charts. Here's gold. Here's got the downsloping trend line. Pivot top here. Secondary hit, third hit. On a technical basis, the third hit does offer a rejection, and that's what's going on with the gold, or the SPDR gold shares ETF. So here's your line in the sand, $395.30. This is going to be a ton of support on the chart of GOLD or GLD. So if we can maintain price action above this level, what I'd be looking at is this downsloping trend line right here after it consolidates right at the lower end at 395.30, and then we can finally break this downsloping trend line to the upside, make a continuation move. Then all of a sudden, GLD has the opportunity to then go parabolic and head all the way up to at least $421, and then could go as high as $437.33 before it gets met with its first real resistance test. Now, we always have to look at what's going on in the stock chart, or in this case, the ETF chart. Once we do break below this level, you've got additional support right here at $385.38. But if you zoom down into the charts a little bit more, you get this low pivot point right here around $360. So if this does break the 395.30 level, and if you're not looking to dollar cost average, you would look to enter or re-enter this trade at $360.42. This is going to be a ton of support. You are going to catch some support on the way down, but this is a major pivot in the charts for GLD that should get a pretty sizable bounce. So a couple of different things we're looking at. Price, what happens with price action here, and then monitoring this downsloping trend line, because technically on GLD, we are in a downtrend. SLV is another stock chart or another ETF. Here's a pivot top here, secondary hit. Here's also a gap in the charts on the SLV chart at $60.77. So if we can get into this level, this is going to be a solid level on the chart of silver. If it maintains price action above this, it could start heading higher and then retest this downsloping trend line. So if you're looking to get in, this would be your exit level if it does get on this or get back to this downsloping trend line, similar to what happened to the price of gold. First hit, secondary hit. The third hit is where a lot of resistance is going to lie, and then it favors a pullback off of that level. Now it does have a lot of work to do to get above that because of all of this price consolidation. At one time, there was a ton of support sitting at 66.31, but now that support has broken because of multiple hits, now it favors a continued move to the downside into this gap. So on the way up, it will get to the 66.18 level and then be likely get rejected off that level. And so those are the couple different levels that I'm watching for, is what happens with price action when it gets up to this resistance. Does it get a pullback, or does it finally break out and then it could head it to this downsloping trend line? Just like the gold chart. Here's this pivot low. This is really your line in the sand. Once we start breaking below 60.77, then all of a sudden it takes it allows buyers to step out of the way and allows sellers to take charge, and it could head all the way down to 49.23. There is going to be some support on the way down. You've got a gap right here, a little bit lower, gap right here, a little bit lower, and then a little bit of price consolidation. However, once this breaks in this downtrend on silver, this is where it's likely going to stop and get a pretty sizable bounce. Palladium is another stock or an ETF that we're checking out. This one's actually getting a little bit closer to a level. So Palladium futures, or Palladium ETF right here, 2121. Previous gap in the charts. As you can see, once price action got above, it opened right on top of that, consolidated right underneath it, got a rejection here, finally got back above and haven't come back and retested after this breakout. This was a really sizable bounce to the upside. So again, 2121 is going to be your long level. If it does drop a little bit lower, you do have additional support right here at this previous gap in the charts. And if you notice, there's a lot of price consolidation here, and then it retraced right here at $19.71. So again, that would be your add level or additional support level if you decide to stop out at 2121. Overall, the chart of Palladium is really, really weak. As you can see, we've created this pivot top here, a low here, a lower high, put in a lower low, nice bearish consolidation, and now we're starting to roll over. So again, 21.21, you should get a lot of support. However, if that fails, you got to identify the next support level, which is 1971. Copper is another chart. So I don't have any lines on here because I wanted to walk you through what I'm seeing in the charts. You had this previous pivot top here. Price consolidated, got above it, then got a rejection, got all the way down as low as 32.40. Got above it, never really made a confirmation or a continuation move below above it, finally gapped above. So if it does get back to this pivot top right here at 36.67, this is an aggressive level. However, this is your support level on CPER, and this is the copper ETF. Pivot low here, secondary hit. So we're into a couple different levels of support on CPER. First level of support is this upsloping trend line. Third hits favor a bounce. So as long as we can maintain price action above this, then we can start reattacking this high at 40.64. However, once this gives way, then it's coming down to 36.67. Now, as you can see, this was previous resistance, and then it was previous support. So once we do get below this level, then you look for your next major support level, and that's this pivot right here in the charts at this gap sitting right here at 32.37. So the move from 36.67, if this support level does break, is actually a pretty decent move. That would be another 11% move to the downside. And as you can see, copper does make these kind of moves from time to time. This one got a 12% pullback, and then once it rallied to the upside, 26% move. And so really, this wouldn't be giving up too much for it to get down to 32.37. For me, I'm waiting for this low pivot, this gap in the charts right here to enter a trade. If you're a little bit more aggressive, check out this upsloping trend line for support, and then your secondary level of support at 36.67. Now here's base metals fund. So if you don't want to get into just one particular metal, here is DBB. This is an opportunity for you to kind of get a basket full of them. You got a low pivot here, secondary hit. Similar kind of what's going on with the price action of copper. Pivot top here with a lot of resistance, broke above, came back below, reattacked it, finally got back above, retraced all the way down, and now all of a sudden we're up above that level now. So on DBB, we're still technically in an uptrend. So you got this pivot low here, high, lower, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. As long as we maintain price action above 25.31, then we can start pushing back up to the all-time highs or the previous highs at 26.63 or even 26.70. Once that breaks, you're going to see a much bigger move to the upside. For me, I would be waiting for this retrace to this upsloping trend line. This would be the third hit sitting at 24.34. And not only that, but it would also be a retrace back to the support level at the same time. So if we can get it right in this area again at 24.34 with these two convergences of support levels meet, that would be my buy level. And the reason I like that is if this upsloping trend line does break to the downside, then I can always stop out of the trade and look for this low pivot point right here at 22.27. So that would be my next level of support on DBB. Now let's go into Remax. So this is Van Eck Rare Earth and Strategic Metals ETF. Pivot top here, secondary hit, third hit. So on a technical basis, we should get a bounce off of this level. However, we haven't closed below it yet, but this is what I'd be looking for. I would be waiting for a close below this upsloping trend line. If we do close below it, that doesn't guarantee that we're going to have a sell-off. What I'd be looking for is a continuation move, likely getting back to these pivot top or pivot lows right here as additional support, maybe down to 82.28 or 85.28. And then all of a sudden on a shortable level, you can replay it all the way back to this trend line break, which would be a retrace to the scene of the crime. And that's where you could potentially enter a short trade. On a support level basis, on a technical basis, this is where you could enter it. For me, I would be waiting for 78.44. If we can get a break of this, I would look to pick this up right here, knowing that I have additional support sitting in all these pivot tops right here, which were resistance, finally broke above, come back into 75.07, and you're going to have a ton of support on REMX. So it's a little bit different than what we've gone over before, but I know not a lot of people trade futures and they want an ETF to take advantage of some of these moves. So these are some ETFs for you guys to check out, and please make sure you're doing your own research. And all these charts will follow the actual metals themselves. So check those out as well for additional levels. So that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Benjamin Poole, head trader here at Verified Investing. And we'll see you guys next time in the charts. You guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.